Oogenesis, the process of formation of ovum. Oogenesis begins during embryonic stage when the female itself is fetus. Oogenesis begins in the developing ovary. Female germ cells, oogonia, are also produced and they start undergoing meiosis 1. But प्रोफेस 1 पर ही पॉज हो जाते हैं. इट इज पोस्ट एट प्रोफेस 1. एट दिस कंडीशन दे आर कॉल्ड प्राइमरी oocytes. Okay, so at the birth of a baby girl, its ovary already has primary oocytes. These primary oocytes are start developing into primary follicles. Oocyte has surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells, follicle cells. Primary follicle contains primary oocyte. Primary follicle further gets converted into secondary follicle. More layers of follicle cells are surrounding it. Then it gets converted into tertiary follicle. Tertiary follicle has a special structure. There is a space we can see clearly in it called the antrum. At this stage, the primary oocytes undergo meiosis 1. The meiosis 1 is completed and it is converted into secondary oocyte. Primary oocyte is converted into secondary oocyte. The meiosis is taking oocyte. The outer structure, tertiary follicle, is now called the graphene follicle. Okay, graphene follicle. In graphene follicle, secondary oocyte is present. Secondary oocytes start undergoing second meiosis. But this is also not completed. It is paused at metaphase 2. At this stage, ovulation occurs, the process of releasing of ovum. So ovum is released and the outer structure, graphene follicle, is now known as corpus luteum. This ovum enters in the fallopian tube, and if there it meets the sperm, the meiosis 2 will be converted. This will undergo completion of the meiosis 2 and the female gamete nucleus and the second polar body will be formed. Female gamete nucleus will fuse with sperm to produce the zygote. First polar body is produced here. Primary oocytes is converted into secondary oocyte, meiosis 1. So one secondary oocyte and first polar body. Second is released here. Okay. See in short, oogonia diploid condition and undergoes differentiation into primary oocyte, which is also diploid. Primary oocyte undergo meiosis 1 to produce the first polar body and the secondary oocyte. At this stage, it is haploid. Secondary oocyte undergo second meiosis, produces ovum and the second polar body. Right? Now see the hormonal changes. Hormonal activities are important for this process. At the puberty, what happens? Hypothalamus start releasing gonadotropin releasing hormone. Gonadotropin releasing hormone acts on pituitary gland, anterior pituitary, to release luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Follicle stimulating hormone helps in the maturation of follicle cells, which further releases estrogen. Estrogens are important for the development of the female secondary sexual characters. Luteinizing hormones helps in the development and maturation of follicle cells and also is very important for the process of ovulation.